Good evening, one and all. It's Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey here in Hamilton on the West Mountain. We're ready to stream the Lake Ontario Radio Club net, monitoring the VA3ZOE repeater on 443.075, otherwise known as 70 centimeters. Our host tonight will be none other than Charles. We call him Chuck. VA3CJZ is his call sign, and he'll be picking it up at 7 o'clock. The clock just flipped over. Welcome.
Hey, thank you for that there, Mac, and good evening, everyone, and welcome. Let me turn the volume down on the live stream, and we'll get started. Happy Monday, end of Monday, and today is June the 9th, 2025. My call is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. My name is Chuck, and I'm stationed, my station is here in Hamilton, just at the western tip of Lake Ontario. This is the accidental net, but it's part of the Lake Ontario Radio Club, which is VA3LOW. And so a couple more weeks from tonight, we'll be shutting things down for the summer. And I do appreciate everyone checking in through the YouTube stream. Thank you, Mac, for hosting that, as well as through the radio. With that, are there any time-sensitive or portable, mobile, or priority traffic stations? Please come now. VA3MQ. Quick Draw McGraw, VA3MQ. Tom, you're super fast. Come on in.
I just thought I would come in and check in there. Chuck, gotta get the dogs back in the house.
All right. Well, thank you for your check-in, Tom. And dogs, hey, you got multiple. Listen, if you hear of anybody giving free puppies away, let me know.
Yeah, I will do that, Chuck. Yeah, I got 2 dogs.
All right. Well, since you're in the dog world, I thought I'd mention that. And whoever else has dogs at home that may know someone who has puppies, geez, free or close to free would be great. Anyhow, thanks again, Tom. All right. Anyone else? Then let's open it wide open. Anyone and everyone with a valid call sign, please come now.
Victor Echo 3, Zulu, Juliet, Charlie. Victor Echo 3, India, Uniform, Kilowatt.
Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey.
All right, we got 3 more there. Let's start with that. I got ZJC, IUK, and IMW. Let's say hello to Jason. I think he's mobile. Come on in, VE3ZJC.
Yeah, good evening, Chuck and everybody else on that. Not mobile, just portable out in the backyard. Putting some finishing touches on the deck out here, tiki torches to keep the buggies away. Did have some time after work today to once again rip the antenna off the vehicle, at least partially, and I gotta say, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, I must be insane because I got a different result. So a little of adjustment of the wires running through the body, and the SWR came down to pretty much flat on both. So I'm as happy as a pig and you know what, and taped everything in place, and we'll just leave it there for the time being.
So what was the fix?
I couldn't tell you. It might have been some of the other electrical that was running through the bodywork. I shifted some of the stuff over about 3 to 4 inches and adjusted how it was running out of the body, out to the mounts on the lip. And the SWR came down on perfectly flat on 2 meters, and it's 1.1, 1.2 on 70 centimeters. So I'm not going to muck with it anymore. We'll just leave it there because this is as good as I'm going to get her.
Absolutely. Where's Nikola Tesla when you need him, eh? So, yeah, very good. Well, you never know. Sometimes you just keep trying, and by some magical occurrence, it rectifies itself, or a very, very slight change in how you did it last time. Yeah, that's great. Let's hope it stays like that.
Yep, absolutely. If I can get a few weeks out of it, get my road trip up north done and back, and if it holds out for later in the summer when I'm out east, even better. Thanks for doing this one, Chuck. I will listen along for the duration, and then send it back to you. VA3 JC, back to that.
All right, Jason. Yeah, I plan on doing that myself this summer there, just a handy talkie, hanging out in the backyard. We got to get a replacement tarp for our, what do you call those little tents there you've just unfold, and geez, I can't think of the name right now. Anyways, thanks for your check-in there, Jason. And let's bring in Bill, Canopy Tent, that's it. VA3IMW, Bill.
Well, I'm glad you got to your senior moment. I have at least 2 or 3 a day, Chuck, so there you go. Not too much to report here. Haven't done any HF stuff. Haven't done any quota stuff. My back has been sore, and I really haven't been too mobile lately. It seems to be, though, it might be starting to get better. It's related to that fall I took in the spring, and somehow I wrenched my back, and all that pain came back. So, but we're muddling through it. So hopefully we'll get to testing our photo equipment soon and get back out there and maybe try some HF stuff here from home. As far as my Radtel, I was able to get the firmware updated to 1.12. Let's be careful because there's two firmware, 1.2 firmwares. One's an A and one's just 1.12, and it depends on the serial number of your radio. So that's just a heads up for anybody that's a Radtel and is thinking of doing that firmware update. Able to do the programming software. It does have a limitation where it doesn't allow you to copy and paste, but you can import and export CSV files. So that gets around that there. I better turn it back to you, Chuck, before I time it out. I don't want to pull it back.
Well, yeah, I should have put my timer on there. Sorry to hear about your back. Yeah, remember, do some stretching before you go out and do quota. Limber up before you go out and do anything. So, yeah, I knew a guy over at E.D. Smith who worked in the maintenance, but he was just a pencil pusher. Speaking of which, he dropped his pencil on the floor, and when he bent over from his chair to pick it up, he threw his back out. They had to take him to the hospital. So it doesn't take much. I've knocked things out of place, I think, just by sneezing the wrong way, not being, straight. So anyways, and as far as the firmware is concerned, Bill, I've actually bricked a HT because I tried putting the wrong software, or firmware, sorry, into a radio. So word of advice to everyone, make sure you have the right firmware when you're flashing your HTs, otherwise they become bricks. Over to you, Bill.
Yeah, I was very meticulous about reading up on how to update this radio, and fortunately there's some good videos on YouTube, and I was hearing all these nightmares about people breaking their radios, and of course I've done firmwares up on computers for years, but even sometimes when I do a firmware on a computer, I go, boy, I hope I got all my ducks in a row. But as far as the back, yeah, it was because of that fall I took in March, and it was a real bad one. I slipped on the black ice. The only thing I had time to do was Chuck. We're recuperating and we'll get through it. But thanks a lot for doing the net, and good evening to everyone that's listening online or checking in by YouTube. Back to you, Chuck.
All right, very good, Bill. Thanks for your check-in and all that information. Quick note, hello to everyone on the YouTube stream. Mac, VA3IMW, is streaming it live on YouTube, so you can find him by typing in his call sign. And hello to Guy and the Barry man, or the Barry guy, Albert. Good evening, Albert, and everyone else. Before I pick up Mac, I just want to pass along that we lost another music legend today. Sly Stone from the Sly and the Family Stone band has passed away today at the age of 82. Over to you, Mac.
Well, good evening, Chuck, and everybody on net. And yes, you've covered off everybody who's joined us on YouTube. Nice to see Albert settled in at the hotel with his feet up and cracking a cold beer. And Guy from Ottawa. I trust some warm summer temperatures are favoring you guys up there as well. Let's see. Oh, yes, Albert's got 2 beers on the go. He's double fisting it. Anyways, beautiful Monday. Was so nice to drive home with the window down. Yeah, this kind of weather, it just begs for whatever you can think of to enjoy the warm weather. I was even thinking of starting up the live stream and grabbing my HT and going back outside. It's just gorgeous out. Anyways, don't forget to pop over and say hi to Marty. He's hosting the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club net on the NCF repeaters. And then we'll take a quick standby and listen to Rick for a little while on 40 meters, 7100 at 8 p.m. Other than that, don't know what else to tell you without risking the time out. Let me turn it back to you for the time being.
You had plenty of time left, Mac. Plenty of time. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to my cousin Guy. He has been enrolled in amateur radio classes starting this October. And so he's going to start straight from scratch and get his ticket before Christmas, I hope. And so that'll be nice. Congratulations, Guy. Way to go. And with that, Mac, I forgot what else I was going to say to you. That's right. Marty is on the NCF repeaters, and then Rick will be on 7.100 at 8 o'clock. And, gee, what else? I remember listening to Sly and the Family Stone albums way back in the 70s. And that was when funk was just starting. Sly and the Family Stone were considered a quasi-funk band. But still a lot of fun songs to listen to. And nobody lives forever. Anyways, Mac, back to you.
Yeah, and as far as Sly Stone, I also heard that on the news about his passing. I guess 80s is not too bad for somebody who may have lived the hard life. Sometimes the music business takes its toll on you, but I guess 80 some years old is not a bad spin around the sun a few times. So all the best to the ailing and aging, I certainly remember a lot of fun songs that came out in the late 60s, early 70s. And while I have the mic, I'll also remind you that we're still looking forward with anticipation to our summer solstice activation at RBG. I think we'll start somewhere around 11 o'clock. That way we're not getting people out of bed on a Saturday morning too early, but we can be done early enough in the afternoon that we can get on to other things. And still time for an old man nap in the afternoon after a couple of 12-inch hot dogs. I guess that's enough for the time being, and I'll race over to see Marty after this one. Back to you, sir.
All right, Mac. I always squeak in there either way, so no, it's not a competition, but it is funny. Thanks for your check-in, Mac. And let's see who else out there would like to stop by the Accidental Net here on Monday night. This is VA3CJZ.
VA3 and FG.
All right, I acknowledge VA3 and FG. Steve, come on in.
Hey, Chuck and everybody on that. Good evening to all. I just woke up there about 10 minutes ago. Had some dinner and watched a little TV, and you know what happens after that. So glad I woke up in time there for the net. I'm just going to run out the door here. I got to get a couple things. Yep. And that's about it, Chuck. Back to you, buddy.
All right, very good. Yeah, I do that after lunch. So mid-afternoon is old man nap time for me usually. Otherwise, it's pretty rough. So listen, when does the 1-year anniversary come up, Steve? I think you said the 12th. That's in like, less than 3 days.
No, that'd be July. That anniversary. The 17th.
Oh, okay. Just checking. So, if you got your coax situation sorted out, do you have spares, or like how long does it take to swap out a patch cord? That's what I'd like to know.
It's the patch cord it's the cord or the connector that's connected to the G5 RV. But I broke out my soldering iron today, and I was just gonna cut it off and put another one there, but I probably can't find all of my stuff, so I did find my soldering iron, and I just heated the tip up with a little bit of flux there on there, heated the tip up and solidified it back up, it solidified it back to hopefully being solid at the tip. Because when I was putting the coax in, I was noticing when I was tightening it up, it was connecting and then it wasn't connecting. And then I tightened it all the way up and it wasn't connected. I'm like, what's going on? So I back it out and now it's connected. So, I don't know really what's going on with that. I'll probably end up fixing it. I fixed it temporarily. It seems to be connected. However, I was on the radio today and the bands were absolutely garbage. There was barely anybody on 20 meters and 40 meters. And checked 17 meters. There's nobody on there. But I've got a little interference going on there, so I'm actually going on right now over to Paul's, and he's got a few of those chokes that I'm going to put on the coax. I managed to find a couple that I have here for the thick stuff, a thick coax, but he's got a lot more than I got, so I'll go over there and grab a few off of him and put them on. And I'm going to connect that ugly balun that I got off him just on the outside. And that's about it there, Chuck. I was just dusting off the foot
I've used for an ugly balun to form it into a nice round shape. I've used like an apple juice can to give it a solid core, and I find that's a nice size. And I've also used a coffee coffee can, which is a little bit larger diameter. But nowadays everything's shrinking, so the packages are getting smaller on everything. So, but anyways, yeah, just a suggestion. I've used both those items to help me give me a nice round shape there. Anyways, very good. Yeah, and that the term for what you were describing with liquefying the solder once again is called a reflow, because I had that done to my 857 last summer by the technician in Barrie, and it's called doing a reflow. So usually they heat up a large portion of the board where the problems are, and then all the solder and all those connections all liquefy and then harden up again. And so it usually helps remedy the situation. Anyway, Steve, thanks for your check-in. Much appreciated, sir. Anything else?
No, that's it, Chuck. That's it. Gonna put my car in reverse and back out of the driveway here and go visit Mr. PDL. See what he's up to. Thanks for doing that, buddy. A VA3IMW.
All right, Steve. Send my best to Paul and the missus, and so say hi for me. Thanks. All right, so we'll clear with Victor Alpha 3, November Foxtrot Golf, and let's see who else is out there would like to say hello. This is VA3 CJZ.
VA3GMP. VA3RWJ.
Okay, I got GNP and RWJ. Let's say hello to Garnett. VE3GNP. What's up, Doc?
Not much, Chuck. Just getting ready to go for coffee tonight.
Very good, very good. Well, it's still not too bad. I'm seeing 22.6 out on my front porch, and so that's pretty respectable for this time of night. So I think we're only going down to 16 overnight, or by midnight anyway, so should be a nice evening.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
All right, Garnett, one last thing. How's Patty doing? I know she wasn't feeling well.
She went home today. I drove to the airport, got on the plane, and been home.
Oh, so she's already home or almost there?
Yeah, it's already home now. It takes 2 hours to fly, and I took her to the airport this morning. But still good, though. She was there for 10 days.
Yeah, was she feeling better when she left?
Yeah, it's an allergy. It's allergic to something in my house I had. Something in my house that has bothered her this time.
Maybe you need to seal up your weed a little better. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, Garnett, thanks for your check-in. Have a great evening. Say hi to everybody for me.
Yeah, no problem. You hear about Damon, that's what I want. If you meet up with him, come in.
All right, Garnett. So we'll also add VE3DV. Thanks, Garnett. Well, let's say hi to Chris now. VE3RWJ.
Good evening, Chuck, and everyone else. Chuck, you're sounding great. I just tuned in, but you're sounding all clean again and punchy. So you must have figured out whatever was making that funny noise. I sent the short recording of it to a friend of mine who does a lot more audio work than I do, and he wasn't sure what it was either. It stumped him. Anyway, nothing going on here. The Sounds Good net is coming up at 8 o'clock over on the Burlington 2-meter repeater. The Sounds Good Net is for anyone interested in music and audio. Of course, we're going to talk about Sly and the Family Stone and lots of other stuff tonight. Back to you, Chuck, the 3RWJ.
Absolutely. I made an announcement earlier in the net about Sly Stone. And so, yeah, very good. And I hope to stop in and have a listen anyways and check in. And so thanks for doing that. And yeah, it turns out you can tell your friend, I think it was not enough power going through a port in the USB hub, which is being shared with other items, either a camera or a external sound card. And so that was the issue. I ended up replacing the USB hub. I'm going to break down and buy a powered USB hub so I don't run into that issue again. So at the moment I don't have one, but the one I'm using now, how I've got things separated, seems to be working for now. So that was the root cause there, Chris.
Oh, very interesting. Well, I'm glad you sorted it out. And who knows, getting a powered hub might solve some other things too. You never know. Yeah, I mean, when I heard it, I thought, geez, that a small motor or a fan or, could have been anything. Anyway, thanks for running this net. And I'm still making the rounds to all the other nets before mine. There's quite a few on Mondays, V3RWJ.
All right, Chris. Yep, I'm only doing it till the 23rd, then we're taking the summer off. So we'll be able to concentrate more on Marty's net and yours. You're not taking a break in the summer, are you?
I'm going to keep going, and the Burlington Amateur Radio Club weekly net's going to keep going because I do it, but I know our last club meeting is tomorrow, and they take a couple months off, as they should. Everyone needs a break.
Absolutely. Okay, then. Very good. All right. Well, thank you for the compliment on the audio. I always like to pride myself on having good audio, so it always bugs me when things don't sound right. So, anyhow, good luck with your net, and thanks for checking in, Chris.
73.
73, Chris. Okay. So that's the end of my list. Let's see who else is out there. I'd like to stop in and say hi on the Monday night accidental net. This is VA3 CJZ. VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf. There he is, Mr. Poda. VA3 WPG. Chris, come on in.
Good evening, everybody. No quota for me today. First time on the radio, but just having a good finished watching the news there. Had a good laugh. Apparently that little climate twit Greta Thunberg's been arrested trying to sneak into Gaza there. So had a good laugh about that. Not going to get too political than that, but can't stand her. Lock her up. That's all I'm going to say on that. But how dare you? Anyway, just dropping a late check-in here. I'm not sure if we had any topic tonight, but as I say, just finished up with the news, so dropping in a check-in. VA3 WPG.
You're absolutely right there, Chris. I don't know what she was thinking, trying to sail into Gaza. You think they're only watching the land? Yeah, good luck. She's worth about $2 million, and according to the internet, apparently she makes her money through book royalties and speaking engagements. $2 million just for speaking and writing a fluff book or two. So I don't know, but the thing is, her father is very, very well off, so she comes from a family with money to begin with. Anyways, 24 years old, Greta Thunberg. All right, Chris, very good then. Thanks for your check-in, my friend. Anything else?
No, that's it for me tonight. Just dropping in and, yeah, can't think of anything else. VA3WPG.
Alrighty, well, if anybody does remember something they want to interject, bring back into the conversation, by all means, please do. Alright, so let's see who else is out there would like to check into the Monday night accidental net on behalf of the Lake Ontario Radio Club. This is VA3CJZ.
VA3MHB.
And we got one more coming out of the woodwork. Victor Alpha 3, Mike Hotel Victor. Mark, come on in, buddy. How are you?
Good evening, Chuck, and everyone on. I'm well, thank you, and yourself, sir. I was playing around on HF today and not hearing much but bacon. So I was wondering, have you been on at all, and how are you finding the band?
Well, there was so much bacon that I got 2 dozen eggs. No. I have spent less than 5 minutes on HF today. It's just looking at the numbers tells me that I'd be pretty much wasting my time. And so I guess it was, in fact, how it was today, a waste of time. For us here anyways, but there was activity. I mean, Europe seems to be doing okay, but during the daytime, this part of the world is not doing that well. So it'll come back. I heard, well, yeah, that was because we got hit with another storm or something. I posted a new video on the Facebook AREG page there with the space weather lady telling us about all the solar activity there. So if anybody wants to check that out, meander over to Facebook and type in A-REG. Okay, very good, Mark. Sounded good tonight. Anything else, sir?
No, that's about it. Just listening along here, thought I'd throw you another check-in for the pot. And yeah, I just wanted to confirm that it wasn't just my setup. I did do a little Google research, and it pretty much concurred what you just expressed. So, yeah, have a good night, and thanks for doing it, Chuck. VA3MHB.
All right, Mark. I got you at an S6 on direct, so good job. We're pretty much probably, you're probably right over top of me, a few hundred yards back there, so over the escarpment. But I think we're pretty much in line, so good signal. And okay then, you don't have to be a member of the Lake Ontario Radio Club, so if you'd like to check in, by all means, everyone who checks in automatically becomes a member of the Lake Ontario Radio Club, and that's VE3LOW Lima Oscar Whiskey. And with that, let's see who else is out there who would like to stop by. This is Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. All right, so we might as well make the last call for the Monday Night Net. This will be the last call for check-ins. Please come now. All right, I'd like to thank everyone who checked in tonight. Always a pleasure to host the Monday Night Net. And please join me again on Wednesday when I host the longest running simplex net in Hamilton and Dundas area, called the Amateur Radio Exchange Group, or AREG for short. That'll be Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. on the simplex frequency of 146.430. Again, 146.430. And everyone's welcome. I also stream the net on YouTube live, and so I invite you to join us on YouTube as well. And so I'd like to thank everyone who checked in. Have a great rest of the week, everyone. This is VA3CJZ saying so long for now.
And since it's Monday night, we got double duty. We'll slip over and say hi to Marty.
June 15th. And, okay, next one on the list is GACW, WWSA, CWDX contest. So that's a CW contest, and that's going to be 1500 Zulu, June the 14th to 1500 Zulu, June the 15th. That's 24 hours. So another CW contest. Lots of stuff going on. And go check out contestcounter.com to get all the rules and all that. Now, every contest has different rules, so you definitely want to do that if you want to even give a contact, so then you know what they're looking for. Otherwise, just turn your radio on and spin that dial and see what you find. Okay, this the REF DEFM 6-meter contest. Now, that's something we didn't test on the new remote, and I'm probably going to test that sometime in the future. But 1600 Zulu, June the 14th to 1600 Zulu, June the 15th. So that's another one. Again, contestcounter.com, get all the information. Now here's the ARRL June VHF contest. 1800 Zulu on June the 14th to 0300 Zulu on June the 16th. Now don't forget that that's go by grid squares, and again go to the ARRL and look up the rules because the zones are a little bit different, just like on field day. Okay, I got one more here. Okay, it's a run for the bacon QRP contest. Of course, QRP is low power, and that'll be 2300 Zulu on June the 15th to 0100 Zulu on June the 16th. So there you go. That's it, Marty. And so everybody, don't forget, we're gonna try. I want people to give me contacts on the remote. Let's see how good it works. So if anybody, if you're available and you can turn on your HF to 7100, you don't have to be a club member or anything to get in there and have some fun. And we just check in and talk about whatever's going on. So one thing about it too, if you have a question, technical nature or anything like that, you can also ask members of the group that do come into there. So, and then afterwards at 9 o'clock, we go to 10 meters, and again, it's pretty informal on that. It's not a real net. Anyway, so that's it. That's all I got, Marty. Thanks for coming, and 73 from now, we'll be listening. VE3 Bravo Kilowatt.
VE3 Bravo Kilowatt, VE3 QEE. Rick, I'll try and check in. I've got the rig up here. I'm looking at the spot on the bed there, 7100. So we'll try and give you one right at 8 o'clock there. 73, and thanks for the announcements. All right, we're standing by for further check-ins on the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club Monday check-in net. Please call down.
Victor Alpha 3, India Mike Whiskey.
3 Kilo, Mike, Quebec. Take Papa.
Okay, I think I got 3 there. So the station ending in Papa, could I have the call again, please?
Okay, Marty, it's Dave. VA3CB. Fourth time I've tried to bump it up to 45 watts because I couldn't get in before.
Hey, Dave. I've got you in the log here. I'll come back to you. We'll stand by for Mac VA3IMW. Go ahead, Mac.
Good evening, Marty, and everybody on net. Sorry about the boot prints there, Dave. Didn't mean to leave a mark. And I think you got KMQ in there as well, Marty. Just another beautiful day. Just an absolutely wonderful day. Can't say enough about it. I just wish band conditions were equally as wonderful. I think everybody has moaned about band conditions long enough, and I'm going to start to take the approach of the right mental attitude and try not to say nasty thing about band conditions because they seem to get worse as everybody talks about it. Anyways, don't have much to share other than we've had some interesting results following the Class 4 solar storm last weekend. So I guess everybody has their own experience there. And we also saw some unique things going on last night that affected 2 meters and 70 centimeters for our sideband net. Anyways, we're still having fun. And other than that, probably just a quick note to let you guys know we're still planning a group activation on the summer solstice, June 21st. Probably get started around 11 o'clock in the morning, and the location is Royal Botanical Gardens. You'll be able to find us nice and easy. Just look around for a bunch of creepy old men with antennas up in the air and wires strung through the trees. And we'll be right across the road from Esterbrook's hot dog stand. So, 21st of June, 11 a.m., everybody's welcome. What else? I guess that's about it for now. One more thing. As of the 23rd of June, the Lake Ontario Radio Club will be adopting a summer schedule. We're dropping the Saturday and Monday nets. So you'll be having a little bit more traffic on Monday evening because we won't monopolize the operators on on Monday. So we'll be over here with bells on at 7 p.m. Thanks for doing this one, Marty. Certainly appreciate it. And I'll turn it back to you.
Hey, thanks, Mac. And thanks for the information, particularly about the Saturday, June the 21st gathering down there at the RBG, I guess the parking lot, and for POTA activation. So it sounds like a lot of fun, and I've tried to get to them before. We'll see what happens this time. Anyway, Mac, all the best. Thanks for the information, and thanks for what you do for amateur radio. This is VE3QAE clearing with VA3IMW and listening for VE3KMQ. Mike, come on in.
Yeah, good evening, Marty, and to everybody else on the net this evening, Mac there, Dave, and Rick. So good evening to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. And congratulations to the Hamilton Club on the remote station. I will check into Rick's HF net this evening and see how we do there. So very good. And I heard you mention Easterbrook. I've heard you mention it before. And as you know, that's just down the street from me. And I got to tell you, the other day I was got a little hungry for lunch and wondering, geez, what could I have differently? And I thought, how about a hot dog? So I headed down to Easterbrook's and I had a super hoser dog. And I'll tell you, it was good. Really enjoyed it. Anyway, that's my contribution for this evening, Marty. And with that, back to you, VE3KMQ.
Hey, thanks for that, Mike. Yeah, I don't have a card up on the wall down there. I presume they still have all the business cards stapled up inside, but I've been there a number of times and enjoyed everyone. Anyway, thanks for checking in there, Mike. And hope we see you on Saturday in Grimsby. This is VE3QEE clearing with Victor Echo 3, Kilowatt Mike Quebec, and listening for Victor Alpha 3,
Hey, Marty, it's it wasn't your fault. It's just a matter of circumstances, I guess. All right, VA3QEE, VA3CP. Want to mention a couple of other items. July the 1st is going to be, I believe, the 4th annual Activate the Great Trail of Canada. So there will be amateurs across Canada, hopefully from coast to coast, activating part number Charlie Alpha 5082. So anybody that can help us out, have a look on the POTA.app page for spots for 5082 Great Trail. Also, there's been a fair bit of effort put into a website, VictorEchoFoxFox.ca, and that is to do with worldwide flora and fauna. And Stuart, Victor Echo 9 Charlie Fox, is one of the instigators for that, and it's made it very easy. You can actually add a spot if you're doing a Victor Echo Fox park. If you're activating there, quite often you can duplicate. You can have a POTA park and a VEFF park, both in the same location. So you can submit your logs on VEFF.ca, and they'll look after uploading them for you. So that's about it for that. And yesterday I was going to go to Morgan's Point and activate on the way home from Port Colborne, but the bugs were so bad I ended up in Canberra. But I did manage to get an activation there. Got 18 contacts in 30 minutes. Bad conditions, but we made it. Thanks to Mac, he got me 2 contacts. I got the club call and his party over.
Fine business, a little ham radio cooperation there. The VEFF.ca, is there a number, VE9 or VE6 or something? Over.
Oh, no, VEFF.ca is your Canadian portal to worldwide flora and fauna. So anybody that's interested in doing WWFF, you can get all your information on that site. And Stuart, the 9 Charlie Fox, is one of the guys that's been quite involved in getting that up and going, including spots and log uploads and a park map and everything.
Okay, thanks, Dave, for clarifying that. VEFF.ca. We'll have to look that up, Dave. Over.
Yeah, very good. And it's quite interesting. There's a number of parks around Hamilton that you can activate. Actually, Sam Lawrence Park is a VEFF park. You can activate over there. So while you can get in, so, for a lot of guys, it's only a few blocks away. All right, Marty, I'll let you carry on with the net. V3QEE, VA3CP. Hopefully I can get on WVS next weekend.
Fine business. Good luck with that, Dave. And don't forget Rick's trying out the remote tonight on 7100 just after this net. Anyway, 73 Dave, good to hear you in there, and thanks for the call. By the way, Mac, if you're still listening, VA3IMW, you still there? Over.
QSL, Marty. Yeah, I haven't left yet, and I forgot to let you know that since we already streamed the Lake Ontario Radio Club net, we just left the stream running, and so we're covering you guys right now. So you're live on YouTube. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, thanks for that. And I wanted to let you know, a couple of weeks ago, you checked into to Rick's net from your location, and you just about blew us all out of the park there at McDonald's, because not at McDonald's, at Timmy's, because you're only a stone's throw away, and you checked into Rick's net. One of our gentlemen had a portable radio listening, and I think you pinned the needle if it had one there, Mac. Over.
100 watts in a wire, nothing fancy here. Anyways, yeah, I could probably hit that with a pea shooter from here.
Anyway, just thought I'd let you know. I think the radio's okay though. 73 back. All right, we're listening for further check-ins on the Hamilton Amateur Radio Club check-in net. We're up to 17 at last count and listening for further check-ins. Please call now.
Victor Echo 3, Tango Tango Oscar. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Oscar Foxtrot. Jump.
Victor Echo 3, Delta Victor.
I've got three there, and the answer for all three of those call signs is McDonald's. McDonald's, indoors at McDonald's at Redmond's Corners. Okay, VE3TTO, Gary, go ahead.
Yeah, good day there, Marty. Just got off the soccer field with my granddaughter there. And so, yeah, I was wondering where we were going to meet there. So, meeting at the Big M there. All right, nothing to report there. It's just one of those things that we're doing as grandparents there with soccer and swimming and all that other stuff. VE3TTO.
It makes it all worthwhile, Gary. Enjoy every moment, and they don't last long. Okay, we're clear with VE3TTO, VA3COF, Damien.
Yeah, Marty, thanks for running the net. Just a quick one for me. Just be up at McDonald's in about 10 minutes. Just in and out, nothing else. Over.
Okay, thanks for that, Damien, and good to hear you on the air. You're in the log. 73, we'll see you in a few minutes. All right, we're clear with VA3COF and standing by for Victor Echo 3 Delta Victor. Dave.
Yes, good evening, Marty and all on net. Just checking in with Garnet here. We're sitting in the parking lot at McDonald's, so we're good and ready to go.
Garnet to say something.
Hey, Marty.
You want me to say something? I'll say something. Okay, you're legally in the log, Garnet. You're number 21. Thank you. That's my age. You're Roger. Okay, look forward to talking to you guys in a few minutes. 73. Thanks for the check-in. All right, any more check-ins? It's 7:52 p.m. Go ahead.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu.
Victor Echo 3, every kind of junk.
Hey, Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Juliet Zulu. Chuck, go ahead.
All right, Marty, VA3CJZ. Sounds like a good turnout for your net tonight. And we finished up a little bit ago on the ZOE repeater there. So I forget. I think we got a baker's dozen check-in. So yeah, it's always a nice way to spend a little bit of time, and then stop by here, and then stop over to Rick. And I think tonight I'm going to stop in and maybe say hi to Chris on his Sounds Good net on the Burlington repeater there. Nothing to talk about for HF, Marty. We're not back in the groove just yet. Back to you.
Hey, well, good to hear you, and thanks for the check-in following your net, and good to hear some of you guys are going to be footloose and fancy-free on Monday nights come the end of the month there, so we'll be looking forward to that, too. Chuck, anyway, thanks for the call, and good luck with your Wednesday night AREG net. Back to you. Okay, Victor Echo 3, Echo Kilowatt
for what you do,
Juliet.
and thanks for picking me up. Have a great, I think, coffee tonight. You're going out, aren't you?
Roger, and Rick is using the remote for the first time.
Oh, okay. All right, I guess I'll find out more about that. I don't know from where, but or where the remote station will be. But very good. Thanks for the info, Marty.
7100 in about 2 minutes. Okay, no, I was wondering where the remote station would be.
On the Port Authority building, down by the foot of James Street.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Okay, well, thanks for that, Marty. So I'll send it back to you, maybe pick up a couple more before the end of the hour. Thanks again, VA3CJZ.
Okay, thanks, Chuck. 73, and we'll stand by for Victor Echo 3 Echo Kilowatt Juliet.
Okay, good evening, Marty. Yeah, it's Bill here in the North End, and don't have anything spectacular to talk about. When you get to be my age, there's not much to do that's spectacular. I spend my time now mostly looking after my dog and my cat, and snipping solder, still do a lot of that. I just finished one project I'm quite happy with. I had picked up one of those waist-high old radios, 1941 RCA, with a great big 12-inch electrodynamic speaker and such, and had to put a few more caps and such in it, blow some dust out, but it's working great now. And I really love those old things, not just for the tone, but also because they're so much more sensitive. You know, they usually had an RF stage, and nowadays the little solid-state radios you buy for your bedside table, end table or whatever, it's they just assume that you've already got a dozen stations within your own city, so they don't have to be very sensitive. But this thing, now that I got her all tweaked up and everything, she just picks up the Buffalo AM station just Jim Dandy. So it's a nice piece of furniture too, and it's sitting over in the corner. If I can save the grill cloth from the cat, I guess I'll do okay.
I hear you there, Bill. Well, that's wonderful that you have the ability to restore those old radios and the time to look after that. I know the nice thing about recapping, the small caps are usually a lot easier to fit in than the original capacitors. So it makes the job go a little bit better. Over.
Yeah, there's that. It gives you more room to stick candle stuff in there. Makes it a lot easier. Things aren't as cramped as when the radio was first designed. But it's sometimes a bit of a pain in the butt with the filter caps, those old can electrolytics, because those multi-sectional types where you'd have 2 or 3 electrolytic caps all within one can, they're a rare bird these days, and there's certainly not the variety. There's a few good places you can source some, but the values are never what you really want, and they're expensive. But what I usually do there's collectors usually not technical, and so they just like it to look the same. So I leave the old cans in there, and underneath, after I've replaced some of the small caps, the couplers and such, usually I can squeak in some modern electrolytics as discretes, and there's room to fit those in underneath, so that way everybody's happy. And most of the other ones, they don't change enough over the years. The only perishable parts usually are the electrolytics, you know, with, of course, Murphy's Law says there'll be some exceptions.
Well, when the insulation falls off that old wiring, you got a bit of a problem. I had 2 questions for you. One question: does your radio have one of those green electric eyes for tuning? And the second question, I guess it's a comment. We get into a lot of that restoring the old vintage radios up in the radio room at the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum. So we are familiar with the kind of activity that you were performing on that radio of yours. Back to you.
Oh, yeah, I love the old boat anchors. But, yeah, it does have one, and it's a beautiful, brilliant green. I don't know who had worked on it before I picked this beast up, but somehow they picked up a good one. But those things are making them anymore. Like the audio tubes are still being made by the Russians and the Chinese and the countries that couldn't care less about any chemicals and such involved in the process. That's why there's no tubes still made in North America, because the tree huggers have got them banned. But anyhow, as far as the cat's eye tubes, nobody makes them. And they were perishable. The little coating they used inside that would fluoresce when there was voltage, it slowly dies over the years. And so it gets so dim you can't really see them except maybe when it's really dark. And I had 3 of them I have been saving for years in my junk in the basement. And I tested them out in this new radio, and sadly, none of them are useful.
Good evening. The time is 8 o'clock p.m. VA3IMW.
Okay, Bill. I don't know if you're still there. I hope that didn't cut you off. But anyway, yeah, copy that. Well, thanks for answering that question. Those are wonderful radios. My grandmother had an old Westinghouse, and I used to sit in that as a 6- and 7-year-old kid, tuning in shortwave stations by looking at that cat's eye, as you call it, and I remember that with great fondness. Anyway, thanks for the contact. I'm going to put an end to the net shortly. You're number 23. It's kind of a record for this season, so thanks for the check-in. And back to you for a final.
Number 23, when I was 23, I was putting a high-gain 12A BQ on the top of a Radio Shack 30-foot aluminum mast that wobbled like a wet noodle as we pulled it up before we got a guide. Always did have a bend in it. Yeah, those cat's eyes. There's a tube outlet right in Hamilton on Lansing Drive. They've been there for at least a dozen years now. Good people in there. They do allow people to come in the back door and buy over the counter, but of course that's not where they make their money. They sell.
Well, if you haven't guessed by now, you'll notice that Bill can prattle on for hours. And strangely enough, Marty was gently trying to nudge him out the door. Anyways, thanks for joining us tonight. Certainly appreciate everybody's check-in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll be back here tomorrow night to stream another Lake Ontario Radio Club Net starting at 7 p.m. That brings the stream to a close. 7 3s. That's how we say goodbye.